All right, it is 3:07. We're ready to go. So again, welcome everybody. Welcome to Showstoppers 2021. Good to see everybody here today. We have a lot of people on, so I'm really happy about that. Today, as you can tell, we're using a webinar format. So that means that your cameras are not on, but you can interact with us. And we are going to have some other interaction with some polls, and we have the Q&A. So if you have a question or a comment, you can use the Q&A button at the bottom of the screen. And you can share your question there. And we will either share the answer, or our guest will share the answer live, or we will type in an answer for you. So I'm Dana Wheeler. I'm the Director of Education and Program Development for the Police Athletic League's K-8 programs. It's good to see everybody out there. I know a lot of people that are out there, so good to see you all. Thanks for coming to our first virtual live event. Really appreciate you coming, and really appreciate everybody that participated. Our sort of executive producer is Seth Pamperin, who has put this all together and knows a lot more tech stuff than I do. And so he, all of what you're seeing is, him putting it together, and me, doing the armchair directing that I usually do. And it's really going to be great. Our host is Sandy Elise, and she is going to introduce our special guest. We're going to have, as I said, our guest speaker is going to be here. Q&A, so please put any questions you have in the Q&A. We're going to announce the winner of Showstoppers this year, and we're going to see their video, and then we're going to conclude. We are recording this, so if you weren't able, or somebody that you know wasn't able to come today, we are going to put out a recording of this in the next couple of days and send it out and share it with everyone. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Sandy Elise.
Sandy, you're...
Unmute yourself.
I'm so sorry. Let's start that again. Welcome, Sandy Elise. Hey guys, how's everyone doing today? My apologies, I was muted. But I hope you guys are super excited, because I'm super excited. We have a wonderful guest speaker, which I'll let her introduce herself in a moment. But before we get into that, I just want to touch base and talk about the theme for this year, which is not all superheroes wear capes, paying homage to those people who are in the front line, trying to make a safe and better space for us, including all our PAL staff members, all our center directors, everyone who's out there trying to make these things happen for us. We're paying homage to you today. So without further ado, also too, I just want to say thank you to all the participants. Thank you for showing up. Thank you to everyone who participated. Staff members, you guys did an amazing job. Okay, so we're grateful for that. So again, without further ado, I'm going to let our guest speaker introduce herself, and then we're going to jump right into our conversational Q&A segment. Okay, guys, are you ready? Are you ready? All right, take it away.
Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Kai Martinez. I am a professional dancer, choreographer, director, producer, originally from New York City. I was born and raised in Jackson Heights, Queens. And yeah, I am also Latina. My family is Colombian. And yeah, I've been in LA now for about 8 years. So, but I've been in the industry for over 10. So I'm happy to be here with you guys. For sure.
Awesome. So now we're going to just jump straight into this conversation. You guys better pay attention, because she's going to be giving a lot of dope insight. So are you guys ready? I can't see you, but I definitely do feel your energy. So let's jump right into it. Yeah. So Katie, you know, you mentioned that you grew up in Jackson Heights, but I have a question for you is, when were you first introduced to dance? And we know that you said you've been dancing for 10 years, but still tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so I guess for me, how it started was at home. My family is a they like to party. They like to party in the house, and I grew up listening to a lot of like salsa, bachata, merengue, cumbia, vallenato. So a lot of Latin music in the home. And my parents, my dad was very big on teaching us how to, like, my brother and I, how to dance. And outside of the home, I was also exposed to it in school. I loved watching music videos at the time, like VH1, MTV, BET used to play music videos. So I kind of just had this natural love, and I wanted to be like Michael Jackson. I wanted to be like Missy Elliott's dancers and Janet Jackson and even NSYNC and Britney Spears back in the day. So my first exposure to dance was at home, but then also out in, you know, thankfully living in New York City, we're exposed to so many different cultures. You know, so I first started getting into like more like hip hop when I was like 11. My brother was in a dance crew and he would bring me around. So I would kind of start training with them and start learning with them.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty dope. That's so dope. Now, but what was your first primary style of dance, you would say?
Okay, I would say it's hip hop. You know, out like that, I started really honing in on and learning and taking the time out to practice and all that. I would say hip hop. You know, and also some like isolations. Again, Michael Jackson was a big influence on me. So I would sit there and want to learn how to moonwalk and how to glide and how to do these things. And, you know, I went to high school in Brooklyn Tech. So I was able to be around culturally in Brooklyn at the time. It was really, really also rich in dance culture. And then I went to St. John's University where I met Sandy, where I met you. And Sandy knows, like, even there too, we just hip hop was like hip hop, gliding, waving, tutting, isolations. That was kind of the gist of what we would do before I started branching out into different styles.
Oh, that's amazing. That is so dope. So we're going to take a brief pause right now, guys. And as you know, this is an interactive event. So we're going to put up a poll question, and I would love for everyone to participate. Okay? Are you guys ready?
I answered. Can I answer? I can answer, right? Okay. Hey. Where'd I go? Got it.
The questions go up. Waiting for the beautiful responses.
Three, 2, 1. Happy New Year! 2021.
Great. So, okay. So we got 45% answered 5 or more years. And if you were part of that 45%, woo! The rest of you guys still did an amazing job. We greatly appreciated that you participated. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Good job, guys. Good job. Now we're going to continue. Are you guys ready? All right. So, Kai, What artists have you had the pleasure of working with?
Oh man. Okay. So I've had the pleasure and the honor of working with some of my favorite artists growing up. Somebody that was very influential on me when I first started dancing was Omarion back in the day. Everybody was doing touch, everybody was icebox, everybody was doing that. So I was able to be on tour with him last year, right when the quarantine hit. So hopefully we'll be able to finish off that tour sometime soon. But being able to work with him and be in the studio with him, be on stage with him, do the iconic moves that he did back in the day, like it was so much long ago. But there's that time, it was so iconic for us. That was a big thing for me. Also, I've had the pleasure of working with Justin Timberlake. I've done 2 music videos with him. And I was also in the Trolls 2 movie as one of the trolls. So that was really fun. My nieces and my nephews, they love that. And let me see, what else? I have also been able to work with, a new artist that I've been able to work with is Anderson .Paak, who is blowing up right now with Bruno Mars. If you guys haven't heard the Leave the Door Open song, it's so good. But yeah, I was able to also choreograph, movement coach, and dance on tour with him as well. So that was very exciting, gratifying for me as not only just as a dancer, but also as a teacher, as a choreographer, to kind of be more immersed in that world,
Wow.
I can go on and on, but those are like my top ones.
Those are your top. Love it. So you shared the various artists that you had the pleasure of working with, but the infamous question is, in your opinion, what was your best performance you've ever done?
Oh, okay. So I'd say there's so many good ones. There's so many good ones, but I'd say the best one, the most complete, I'll say, there's no best. The most complete one that I've done is I did a New Year's, I was on tour with Anderson and we did a New Year's show in Australia. And we were out there and we did the countdown on stage. It was a headlining tour. It was a headlining show. So he was the main act of the show. And to be on stage doing the countdown for New Year's, and I get to look around and I see, not only am I a dancer on this job, but I also choreographed this tour and movement coach the artist. So for me, I just felt like a proud mom. Like, oh my God, look at my babies. Everyone's doing so well. And on top of that, to be able to be on stage and experience. And if you guys have ever been able to perform live, you know the rush that you get, the adrenaline rush that you get when you perform. So I love that feeling.
That's some great stuff. I hope you guys are listening and you're taking notes, okay? Are you?
Right.
So what would you say are some important traits a dancer should have?
Okay. Well, so for me, outside of the dance, right? I think once you call yourself a dancer, we have an understanding that you're training, that you're taking class, that you're learning how to dance, and that you understand how to dance, right? So outside of the dancing ability and talent, I would say a dancer should be able to be what we call professional, will be a team player. So what's professional, right? Someone that's professional is someone who shows up on time. Like if you have to be there at 3, you're there at 2:50, because if you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. Right, you know that saying, right? So you want to make sure you're a little early. So you're there on time, you're prepared, meaning you have the right shoes on, you have knee pads if you need them, you have your water, you have your snacks if you need it. You're also being attentive, you're paying attention, you're quick on your feet, you're focused on what the job is. Because a lot of what dance, especially with choreography, a lot of it is in your mind, like being able to pick up choreography and also make changes very quickly. And lastly, what I'll say is just being a good person, like friendly, being positive, having a smile on your face. That helps so much, and it helps everyone around you. Being a team player, being able to roll with the punches and kind of go with it, So all those things are so important. And I promise you, if you have them and if you work on that, you will work for a very long time. And not even in dance, just anything, period. You know?
Absolutely. Taking those strides in everyday living and not just in the performing arts element.
Right.
You know, and you spoke about, you know, learning choreography. So have you missed any steps during any type of performance that you've done? And most importantly, how were you even able to overcome those moments? Whew.
Yes, I know. Anyone who's ever, if you're watching this, if you've ever missed a step, oh, it's the worst feeling. Oh, yes. And I have many a time. And auditions are the worst. Like when you're auditioning for something and you miss a step during an audition, it's like, oh, it just stays with you the whole day. So you have to learn how to let it go. Well, for me, a situation where this happened was I was doing a performance for an artist, and I had just learned about 13 numbers, which is an hour and a half set. 13 songs I had learned in like 3 days before the show. I didn't really have enough time to practice. I was a young dancer, so I didn't speak up for myself, which is, again, this is another thing. Don't be afraid to speak up for yourself as, you know, as dancers. If something doesn't feel like you can do it, then just speak up about it, right? So I didn't, and the choreographer put me in the front. And so, again, if you're a dancer, you know you can't look to the sides, right? You have to look out into the audience. So I started doing the show, and by like the third number, I was starting to get confused and miss up the steps and trip up on the steps. So it was like nervous. I was nervous and it was anxious, and I was like, oh goodness, how am I gonna get past the rest of the show? So I just started I didn't stop moving. I did start kind of like dancing and kind of looking to the side. I kind of moved myself back. And then I remember we took a break in the songs, and I told the dancers like, hey, I can't be in the front anymore because I don't remember the movements that well. And so I remember we switched somewhere throughout the show. I put myself in the back so that I could see better. But yeah, it was nerve-wracking. Definitely nerve-wracking.
Oh man, but what other tips would you give them regarding missing steps during performances and how to past it?
Yeah, I would say, you know, you don't want to stop moving. Like, you don't want to just make it obvious. Oh, another example that I have, actually, was very interesting. I was again on a show, and I had a solo moment. And in the end of my solo moment, I was doing some light feet, and I did like this lock-in step, and I felt like my knee popped. It felt like my kneecap had popped. I don't know what happened to my leg. I just knew something was wrong. But I also knew that A, I couldn't stop. So you don't want to stop. And B, the audience doesn't know what's wrong. So you don't have to give it away. So you don't have to act like, stop everything. No, you just, okay. This is when thinking on your toes comes into play and being focused. So in that moment, what I did was I just kind of put my hands in the air, and I just kind of hopped off to the side of the stage. And then I handled it the way I needed to handle it, you know? But again, so I would say, don't stop if you're, you know, don't give it away. Excuse me, the audience doesn't know that you're, you know, that you forgot. So if you can somehow kind of keep moving, and it just like, if it's really bad, like you don't remember really, because you might forget a step and then jump right back into it. That happens too. Like, okay, I remember this now. So you might do that. If it really is that bad, then I would just either move myself, move my position, or just kind of shift to where I can see someone else so I can get my memory back. Or worst case scenario, keep dancing, dance right off stage. Just dance right on off stage.
Never stop moving.
Just don't stop moving and don't give it away. Because the audience does not know. Trust me, they do not know.
Never stop moving, guys. Okay, just keep
right.
moving.
Just keep swimming.
Just keep swimming. Okay, now we're gonna jump into another poll question. Okay, guys. So, are you ready?
Yeah. dun, 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 da, 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 dun, 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 da, 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 da.
And sway, and sway, and sway. While we wait, and sway.
Hey.
Everyone sway, and sway. While we wait, and sway, and sway, and sway. While we wait, and freeze. Now bob your head.
Right. This is great.
Yeah,
4,
right?
3,
2.
2.
I say right on cue. Okay. I'm gonna start from the bottom. 10% of you said contemporary, 15% of you said street jazz, another 15% said ballet, 60% said hip hop, and for those of you who are part of the 60%, you got it. Now we have one more poll question for you before we jump right back into the conversation, okay? Are you guys ready? And
Bam.
woo. No.
Mhm.
These are all cool.
What I will say is anyone who, if you're a hip hop dancer, definitely try some ballet, try some contemporary, try some street jazz, and vice versa. If you're in ballet, go take all the classes.
Mhm.
Learn how to tap, learn how to, do everything. It's great. Do it all.
I agree.
It will only help your hip hop.
6, 7, 8, and down, up, down, up, down, up, to the right, and to the left, and to the right, up, down, and up, down, up.
Hey, a little stretch.
Here we go. You want to take this one away?
Hey, yo, so 5% of y'all said how to Dougie. That is very essential nowadays. I'm not gonna lie. 5% of y'all said humility. Yes, that is one aspect of it. 10% said punctuality. Yes, that is one aspect too. Outgoing personality, 10%. Yes, but 71% said all of the above. That is the right answer. How to Dougie, honorable mention, and getting light also honorable mention. But yeah, that's cool. That's fun. That was a tricky one.
It was.
All of the above.
It was. But good job, guys. Good job. Give yourselves a round. Okay, now we're jumping right back into it. So, Kai, how do you stay fit and maintain healthy habits? I know this is important.
Yes, this is so important, especially for young dancers too. I mean, I remember when I was a kid and I was told this and I was like, whatever. I used to eat McDonald's every day and think that, but it's so important. Your health, your fitness is so important. What you eat, what you put in your body's like a car, right? So the fuel, the gasoline that you put in your car, if you put the lower gas, your car's not going to run as great as if you put like premium gas, right? If you put the good quality stuff into your car, you're gonna run and you're gonna go for miles and miles and miles. So I would say for me, I try to keep a pretty balanced diet. I eat a lot of fruits and vegetables. I don't eat dairy because dairy causes inflammation, and I would research that, but I don't do dairy and I try not to do gluten and stuff. So I just try to keep a very balanced diet of a lot of fruits and vegetables, some cheats here and there, but definitely fruits and vegetables. I also stretch a lot. I work out outside of dance class. So I'll go to dance class, right? Or I'll train or I'll go to rehearsal. But a lot of eventually your body gets used to the movement. So it stops getting stronger because you're just used to doing the same movements over and over again. So again, our body works. Well, we kind of have to trick it sometimes and like do different things in order for it to get stronger. And you want to get stronger. You want to get more flexible. So I'll do things outside of, dance, whether it's play sports, go to the gym, do yoga. Yoga is really great for the body to really help you stretch. Pilates is good too, to really help you stretch and move your body in different ways. Also, take different types of classes. Like I said earlier, if you're a hip hop dancer, take a ballet class, take a modern class, contemporary, vice versa. If you're a ballet dancer, take a tap class, take an African class, take a hip hop class, take a popping class, whacking class, do all of it so that your body understands how to do different things. And it will be strong enough for you to not get injured, because then that's how you get injured. I've been injured a couple times, and every time I got injured, it was because I wasn't giving my body different things to do. So all of that is so important. So you're eat right, drink a lot of water, stay away from the soda if you can, and drink water and eat your fruits and vegetables and stretch and do different things. Get out there, be active.
Absolutely. I hope you guys know. Hope after today you guys are going to make some better, healthy choice habits. Okay? Yes. Yes, I can't hear you, but I know you're saying yes. I hope. But okay, so what skills have you learned as a dancer that makes you a better choreographer?
Oh man, so I think as a dancer, I've learned outside of learning how to dance, I've learned a lot of vocabulary. I have the advice I'm giving you guys, I've done it for myself. I'm not just saying do this and not doing it. I've done all this. When I was a younger dancer coming up, I was at Broadway Dance Center taking every class. I would have wished to been able to be a part of a PAL program where you guys offer so many different things. So it's a blessing that you're part of this program, to be honest. And I was like doing after school programs. I was doing as much as I could. But I was kind of doing a lot of different things. So in that, I learned a lot of different, what we call vocabulary. There's different styles of different things about dance. And so in working as a professional dancer, I learned a lot about what choreographers do and what everyone does by being a dancer. So, I've been on set, in movies as a dancer, and I'll see how the director works. I'll see how the actors work. I'll see how all the moving parts work, so that now as a choreographer, I've been the person who does these things. So now when I'm telling someone else to do something, I know what it's like to be in their place. So I know how to talk to them. I know what to expect from them, and I know what not to expect. Because sometimes we expect things from people that we can't do. So being able to have done it and been in that seat helps me better to also understand every moving part. If that makes sense.
That's awesome. That's really interesting. And that kind of segues into the struggles on picking up routine. So what tips would you have on that? Because it's transition, right? From choreographer, but to be a dancer is to learn choreography, right? So
right. I would say it was something I struggled with a lot. I didn't come up in a dance studio. Okay. I didn't come up that way. I came up as a freestyle dancer. I came up and, I've known Sandy for many, many years. So she knows also how I came up, it was more of like just trying to figure it out. I didn't come up with much structure. So when I started training and taking classes and doing all those things, it was very challenging, intimidating. It was scary for me to be in a class. At the end of the class, they ask you to do the choreography, and then they do it in groups, and then they pick out the select group. They do all these things. It was scary, so in class, let alone an audition, let alone a job, but so I always struggled with this. So what was told to me that really helped me was a couple things. Number one, you want to drill the step. If there's one particular section that you can't seem to get, keep doing it over and over again. Like just keep doing it over and over again. I promise you, what's called muscle memory, which is your body remembering the steps, it will happen and your body will remember the steps. That's number one. Number two, do things full out, even when they're slow. So you know how when you're learning, you'll learn it. It'll be like 1, 2, 3. That's not tempo, right? It's really slow. Well, a lot of dancers, what they'll do is that they won't go full out, and they'll just kind of mark it, what we call marking it. No, that's the time to do it full. So if the move is out here, like you can't see my arm. If the move is out there, do it full out. Don't just do that, because if you do it like that, your body's going to remember it like that. And we don't want that. Okay. You want to remember it. So you want to do things full out. That's number 2. And number 3, I would say, let go of the stress, let go of the pressure. Dance is fun. Dance is supposed to be fun. Understand, like, talk to yourself and be like, you know what, Kai, you got this. Oh, you about to kill this. This is so, be nice to yourself. The nicer you are to yourself and the more relaxed you are, you'll realize that when the music comes on, you're having a good time, you're learning the steps. You'll be surprised how you'll remember the steps. It's really interesting. Yeah. So those are my 3
tips.
Things. Yeah. I promise they'll work.
Hope you guys are taking notes. This is some pretty insightful things right now. Some cool stuff that's happening right now. So we're gonna jump right into another poll question. I hope you guys are ready. Again, you ready? Ready. Steady. Go. And there we go.
That picture's funny. Well, so that was from a McDonald's commercial that I did. And it's so funny because they were very specific about the way I laugh. Like, they were very much like, can you show less teeth in the bottom? And can you, yeah, it was very like they were staging it they didn't want it to look staged. And also, if you'll notice the way the young man is grabbing the bottle, that's also something very specific. Like, his thumb had to be in that specific spot. The logo of the McCafe had to be facing forward. And you can see it, his fingers are not fully gripping the bottle. They're kind of like this.
Wow.
They're not, because if they did, he would cover the logo. So that's just a little insight into how some stuff is made. And also, last he had to drink it at like a 45-degree angle. When we normally drink something, we go like that, right? He had to drink it like that. Like, they're very specific.
That's interesting. Yeah. That's interesting to know. Thanks for sharing. Oh, the question is up. Okay, 95% of you said all of the above. Absolutely. Staying hydrated, exercise, balanced meal, and eating right. Those things are very, very, very important to maintain healthy habits. So good job, guys.
Yes.
Oh.
You guys are listening.
Yes, they are. Yes. So Kai, how do you apply performing arts to everyday living?
Oh, man. So I think what's amazing about being a dancer for all of us is that we come away with this rhythm. We understand music and our bodies in a way that people who are not dancers don't quite understand. So if you've never heard this before, if you don't understand what I'm talking about, just watch someone next time you're anywhere. Watch someone who's not a dancer. Watch how they move and watch their feet and watch how a lot of people are not aware of their bodies, right? But we are. So I think dance is so much of a part of who I am that even when I speak, like I speak with my hands, and partially because I'm from New York, partially because I'm Latina, but also partially because I'm a dancer, So everything I do, I'm just very aware of my body and what my body is doing. If I have a pain, I know where it is. I know how to take care of it. Everything I do has a rhythm to it. Everything we do has rhythm. Mm-hmm. If you really think about it, And now that I've gone into more choreography and directing and working with like cameras or working with other people, you start to see how understanding movement and rhythm applies to camera work. It applies to teaching others. It applies to speaking to others. It applies to everything that you actually do. So it's all over my life in the best way.
That's, and you mentioned something about, it being a part of you, even down to walking down the street. That's part of it, that's a rhythm, that's a groove, right?
Right.
Pretty interesting stuff.
Yeah, and you can tell a dancer by the way they walk. If somebody walks with upright posture and they just walk a certain way, you can tell, oh, you must do something. Yes.
Right. So this next one is a two-parter, right? So
All right.
what makes a dancer stand out, and what tips would you give our young people today if they want to pursue dance as a career?
Okay, cool. So I think the biggest thing that makes a dancer stand out is on the inside. What's on the inside? It's knowing who you are. It's being confident in who you are, where you come from, what you represent, and having a kindness and a humility to know that you don't know everything, because nobody knows everything. I don't know everything. We don't know everything, but to have a confidence and say, this is me, right? I think that's what truly makes a dancer stand out. Because I've seen dancers that, have like red hair and they try to dress all crazy and they, and then they don't have the steps. So that's another thing too, having the steps, right? Doing the training, doing the work so that you can be the best dancer that you can be. That's actually first and foremost. Be the best dancer that you can be. Number one. Number two, having the confidence of knowing that you are here, and this is you, and you may get if it's an audition, you may get the job, or you may get the placement, or you may not. It's okay. Either way, it doesn't change who you are. You're still going to be you. You're still great. You're still amazing. Number two. And then number three, understanding, bringing yourself to your dance. So you understand who you are, and then bringing that to your dance. Because I love to watch a dancer who is so themselves, and they know how to freestyle, they know how to do choreography, they know how to take the moments to themselves, but they also don't change the choreography, right? Because that's another thing. So all those things make a dancer stand out for me. Again, it's not even about what you're wearing all the time. Like, yes, you can wear the red hair and the flashy outfits, but if you don't have the dance ability and the confidence and personality to say, this is who I am, then yeah, none of that matters. Number one. So yeah, I would say those things make a dancer stand out. And honestly, and I'll say this because I know this comes up all the time, you can be in the back of a routine. You can be all the way in the back corner, but if you are being the best dancer that you can be, I promise you, you're gonna call attention. You're gonna draw attention. So I know there's always this thing of, I gotta be in the front, or if I'm not seen, or people are not gonna watch me. Trust me, they're watching you. They're watching you. If you are doing your best, they're gonna watch you. So that's that. And so the second part was, if dancers want to be, sorry.
No worries. If they want to pursue, what tips or advice would you give to pursue dance as a career path?
Okay, yes. So with that, I would say, number one, also two, you guys are you're already so far ahead by being part of the PAL program, by being part of this dance program and just the performing arts period. You're taking your life into your hands, right? You're already a step ahead. And I'm not saying that just to say that, I'm saying that from experience. So if you so that's part of it. So continuing to train, continue to take different classes, continue to eat, all the things we've been talking about. It's a lifestyle, right? And it doesn't change as you get older. I'm a professional dancer choreographer now, and I still do these same things. I'll still train when I can. I still session. I practice my freestyle. I still, will audition for things. I still work out. I still eat right. I still stretch. That is something, just get into the habit of doing that now. Also too, learning about your history. So research, there's a lot of like hip hop history. If you're a hip hop dancer, where does hip hop come from? It comes from New York. Well, who started it? Who are the dancers? A lot of the dancers, we call them OGs, they're still in New York. They're still in New York. They still teach classes, especially now with everything being virtual. You can even take a virtual class from these people or just learn a lot of the history of hip hop culture. Now, there's other dance styles. There's popping, there's whacking, there's voguing, there's locking, there's house, there's crump now, there's Chicago footwork, there's from dance from Atlanta. You know, there's so many different dance styles. Research them. There's a lot of culture behind it. There's a lot of history behind it. So also too, if you're in contemporary, modern, ballet, jazz, tap, research that too, that history. In order for us to know where we're going, we have to know where we've been. So understanding our history, knowing what's been done and where we want to go with it. Also, last thing about history are commercial dance people, like people, you know, the dancers who dance for Janet, who choreographs the shows. Do you know who the choreographer for Chris Brown is? Do you know who the choreographer for Michael Jackson is? Because those are the people that are giving the artists their dance moves. Mm-hmm. So it's not, Chris Brown's an amazing dancer, but he didn't make everything up. You know, if you look at this, Josh Smith is his choreographer right now, but he's had multiple choreographers in the past. So that's a big chunk of it. And the other side of it is called the entertainment business for a reason. Entertainment is our talent. The business side is the business side. So you're really young right now, but understanding, learning what is a headshot, what is a resume, what do I need on my resume, what is an agent, what is a manager, what are the top agencies in New York City? I'm with Block Talent Agency, but there's many, and they do have kids divisions. So that's something you might want to research, and you get all those little things together and start understanding, you know, how much should a dancer make? What is Dancers Alliance? There's a group called Dancers Alliance that has a, they take care of dancers. They make sure dancers are being treated properly in their work. What is SAG-AFTRA? It's a union. Things like that. Learning. If you guys get on that now, I promise you, you'll kill the game. That's it. I can't even say more.
That's it. That's mine.
That's it.
I really, really hope that you guys got a lot of great insight. You took everything in just now. You're going to adapt a lot of what you learned today. I'm very hopeful that you guys are going to excel. You're going to push forward with this. And this was really, really, really great. Thank you, Kai. We're not done yet, because if you have any questions, just put it down in the Q&A section and we'll try our best to get through some of the questions. If not, we'll just answer them at a later date via email. But without further ado, the moment that we've all been waiting for, right? Are you guys ready for the announcement of the winner? Are you guys ready?
Let's go through Q&A, see if there are any.
Okay.
Oh,
sorry.
I was ready for the drum roll.
Yeah, if you have a question and you can quickly type in your question now, please do that now. Honestly, we have a lot in the Q&A are comments asking when we're gonna post a winner. So I think, 30 seconds. If you have a question, please get that question in now, because we are going to announce the winner in a minute. Last call for questions. Let's go.
Don't be shy, guys.
I definitely want to say, before, because it's going to be, exciting when the winner gets announced. But thank you so much for being here with us. You're so great to listen to and talk to, and you gave us so much great information for our young people. So I really, really, really thank you for that.
Thank you so much for having me. And like I said before, not just because Sandy's a good friend of mine, but I definitely really love what you guys are doing. It's so needed to have these programs for our kids. and to be able to expose them to the arts and to give them a space to express themselves. So thank you guys for having me. Thank you guys for pushing through despite COVID and everything that's been going on with the quarantine. Shout out to you guys as well. And to all the dancers watching, you guys as well, for continuing to do this and go on a virtual Zoom to watch something for yourself. That's amazing. I'm so honored to be here and to be able to share something with you guys. So thank you.
So Sandy, we are going to announce the winner. We do have a question about what are the winners going to win?
Oh,
We want to say that first, and then
because that's a question and it's in the Q&A, right? So I can definitely answer that. So the winner is going to get a banner that states, Showstoppers 2021. They'll also be getting trophies and some dance gear, which will be contacting the winners to find out further information. And yeah, some nice, good stuff. Some good stuff.
all right, I think we're ready.
Are you ready? Okay, can we get a drum roll, please? This year's Showstoppers 2021 winner is the Highland Center. My imaginary confetti. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm saying thank you to Johnny, all the staff members, the participants, Tanya and Jenny. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I would also like to say thank you to all those other sites and participants who participated. You did not go unnoticed. You still did an amazing job. You are appreciated. We thank you, we thank you, we thank you. Harlem Center, are you guys out there? Would you like to make a statement? Would you like to come on and say a word or two? Let me see.
We will need them to raise their hand so that we know who they are, so we can unmute them. Seth, can you see the hand? There's 2 hands raised. 3. There we go.
Okay.
You're
Hey, hey, hey.
I got it, Joyce.
Hi. Oh my gosh, we all jumped so high that we touched the ceiling, and the Harlem Center ceiling is actually really high. So we're proud.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, you're quite welcome.
All right, in the video.
Yeah, so we're gonna play the video of their submission.
It's muted. I can't hear it, so I hope everyone else can.
We can't.
Okay.
Countries all over the world were nationwide lockdown due to COVID-19 outbreak. Businesses have been shut down. People are staying at home, hopelessly for a solution.
I fly with the stars in the sky. I can no longer try to survive. I believe that life is a prize, but to live doesn't mean you're alive. Don't worry about me. I fire, I keep it at the fire. It's my empire, and it's a full shot. I am the umpire. I took a holy water upon the vampire. In this very moment, I'm king. In this very moment, I slay the life of the king.
Great job, everybody. Thank you so much.
Yay, that was so great.
Good job. And now this concludes the event. I would like to say, once again, thank you to all the participants out there, all the staff members, center directors, assistant directors. Once again, shout outs to Harlem Center, Johnny, Jenny, Tanya, staff, participants. We will see you. Oh, most importantly, thank you, Kai. Thank you for coming on here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We appreciate you. I hope to see you again. You know, hope.
And in person, hopefully in person. I'll see you guys.
Let's put it out there. Put it out there. We thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. On behalf of the ed department, thank you. Thank you, thank you. I can't say thank you enough. It was a successful event. I had a good time. I hope you all had an amazing time as well. Okay. We will see you next year, 2021, hopefully in person. I'm putting it out there, right? I'm putting it out there. Good job again, everyone. Good job. Give yourself a pat on the back. I hope you're actually doing it. I can't see, but.
Yep. We will definitely put out this recording by next week-ish, so we can share this with everybody in the agency and maybe with our families also. So thank you. Thanks, everybody. Have a great night, and we will see you soon.